So the next masculine energetic boundary that a lady should create is competence. Competence. What is competence? Whatever your hand has found to do it well. Do it well. Work on it diligently. Whatever gift that God has given you, work on it diligently. A man's gift is what makes room for him and brings him to the presence of great men. Competence has an energy to it. Competence is the energy that powers charisma. I think about the character of Daenerys in Game of Thrones. I think about how she was at the early seasons of Game of Thrones. She was just a young girl, very vulnerable. Her posture was mostly slouch. She looked like a sheep. She looked like anyone could devour her at that moment, right? And she was slouched because she didn't have experience of the world that she had now so suddenly found herself in. She went from being this civilized, highborn girl to living with the savage Dothraki tribe. And she did not know how to position herself in that world because it was a new world, a new realm for her. So she did not have experience. She did not have any understanding, the basic understanding of the culture of the people, because she was thrusted into that world so quickly. So she didn't have the time to learn. So she didn't have the competence to stand there. And because of that, when she newly joined the tribe, you could even see how that the men who follows the cow, they didn't even respect her. They had no respect for her because she lacked the competence. And the thing is, competence kind of goes hand in hand with posture, right? If you have an understanding of a subject matter, you have experience to speak for you, you're able to stand differently. Like this topic that I'm teaching you guys today, a couple of years ago, like 2, 3 years ago, I had no idea about this topic. If someone had put me on a stage and asked me to talk about boundaries, I wouldn't even know the first thing to say. I would just be stuttering. But here I am, I'm teaching off a script about this topic because this is not just something that I've studied, this is a life that I have lived. So I have the experience, I have the scars to show for it. That is why I understand why this is so important. Back to Daenerys' character, compared to when she started learning about the culture, her posture changed. She started to command, she started to give commands to her people. They started to respect her more, even though some of them were still a little bit stubborn. But now, fast forward to even the later seasons in that series, her posture changed. Men who barely knew her, they respected her, and they even killed their comrades. They risked their own integrity for her. Another woman who is a perfect example of competence is Cleopatra. And in my former video on boundaries, I think I talked about Cleopatra on that video. So I'm not going to talk about her story here, but Cleopatra is another woman that comes to mind when we talk about women with competence. And the similarity, that makes this character stand out. Cleopatra is more of a real character, by the way. Daenerys is a fictional character. So one of the similarities between these two characters that I found is their competence and how the energy of their competence goes before them and subdues great men. That is another way we could say that it moves mountain before them.